Once you've started your computer, Command spacebar and type in terminal to open the terminal line. Type in cdpi/commander_app, and then /commander run to launch the Commander app. Open your browser and navigate to localhost:8000. And then you have the Commander app. Each behavior box in our sample is named an animal name in alphabetical order to keep their identifications separate. Then you have the state of each box, whether it's recording, streaming, or idle. A record button, whether the box has automatic light control enabled, whether the white lights are on, the infrared lights are on or off, the animal ID, condition, whether the box is set to repeat video forever, numbers of repeats, repeat duration, time elapsed in the active recording, trial number, repeat, and the file ID. This is the configure area where you can add additional PiEs or edit their IPs as shown in the documentation. And this is the swarm status where you can restart PiEs or reboot them, which is equivalent to cycling their power. You can also check on the gigabytes remaining on their individual local hard drives. Going into an individual behavior box, click the name. You are then given the individual box controls. The Configure tab lets you choose whether auto lights is enabled. Unclicking auto lights lets you individually toggle white and infrared lights at will. And the fan can always be individually toggled on and off. Enabling auto lights again defaults the boxes to be controlled by the sunrise and sunset hours as set. Note that when changing the automatic time, the box automatically adjusts. Resolution of the video that's recorded and resolution of the streaming video can be set here. And the pin identity on the Raspberry Pi, where the temperature humidity sensor is plugged in, can also be adjusted. The name of the box, the IP, the date and time, the local storage on the USB flash drive installed on each Pi, and the logs for each Pi. This would be where you would look to see error logs or look at Pi activity. The current ongoing log, and this is the temperature humidity log. You can toggle between minutes, hours, days, and weeks. Now, gun streaming, we can see live what is viewed by the box's camera to adjust the individual cage and optimize viewing angles. Now for the other box on the right, infrared lights are now activated, showing what the streaming looks like with just infrared lights. Toggling back to the Commander app and changing the repeat duration of the assay from 2000 seconds to 300 seconds for this sample video in the box baboon and dingo, which are the two shown. And changing the repeat duration for dingo to 2 while leaving baboon at 1. This means baboon will run a video for 300 seconds and then stop, whereas dingo will run 2 back-to-back videos of 300 seconds each. 10 minutes elapse, and now you can see that dingo ran 2 while baboon ran 1. Navigating to the upper right of Commander app to go to Commander Sync. Clicking Fetching Videos shows the files that can be copied, including 1 log for each PiE. And clicking Start Synchronization. This functionality automatically runs overnight at 1 a.m., but this is showing how to run this functionality manually. The video is recorded in the H.264 format on each PiE and then converted locally to MP4. The MP4s are about half the size, so these are what we copy from the PiE's local flash drive storage to your designated external drive. Speed of transfer will depend on your network connection, and the current software default is to copy 10 files simultaneously, but that can be changed in the JSON file as explained in the online documentation. When the files finish copying, we'll now show how to run VideoAnnotate. Navigate to your desktop and open the link for VideoAnnotate. Click Open Folder and navigate to your external drive where your videos have been copied. Make a new folder to include all of the MP4 assays that you wish to score simultaneously to the relevant date. Select the MP4s, and with Command C, copy them into the folder. Go back to VideoAnnotate, File, Open Folder. Navigate to the new folder with the copied MP4s and select. That loads the 3 MP4s into VideoAnnotate. You can see the complete file name. Then click File, Generate Chunks. You can toggle pieces on or off. Here a piece duration of 100 seconds is being used. Chunk duration has been set to 10, and chunks per file set to 10. Clicking the Generate button randomly selects the 10 chunks of 10-second duration per file, and you now see it's created a text file named chunks with the relevant date and time. Copy that file, duplicate it, and rename the duplicated file random chunks with the C in chunks capitalized. And then navigate back to VideoAnnotate, quit the application, reopen it, go to Open Folder, and reselect the designated folder now with your chunks generated. This loads the full assay files, but shows you where the individual chunks are in each assay. And for blinded analysis, go to Window and select Blind Interface. This shows you chunk 0 of 30, the count starts at 0. And clicking Next and then Previous wipes it to show you just the chunk itself. Clicking spacebar commences the video at 1x speed, and you can now start scoring for behaviors. You can use the buttons shown here to make small or large steps to navigate through the video of a chunk. And you can also use keys as designated under Python settings. You can change the size of small or large second steps for navigating through the entirety of an assay, or the small and large steps as used to navigate forward and backwards in the context of a video chunk. You can change the keys designated for events 1 through 9, and the keys that change next or previous chunk. You can also set the keys that determine the duration of an event with F and L for first and last. If you change any of these settings, make sure to click the Set button next to each option before clicking Save Preferences. We'll now move through this chunk. Press pause, then click Next to navigate to the next chunk. Now I'll show that quitting VideoAnnotate and relaunching it at a different time saves all of the chunks already annotated. We'll now continue with our mock annotations. On the second chunk, adding an event 5, 6, where we now press L for last to set the duration of that event, and same for 8, and then using the L key for last. Using the steps of the arrow keys to navigate forward and backwards at small jumps. And using the square bracket keys to navigate between chunks. And the space bar for play. Setting an event with code number 4 with a duration, event 7, a duplicate event 7, and now showing that all of the individual events that have been annotated so far are saved for each individual assay. Showing also that individual chunks from all 3 assays have already been presented, since the order of presentation is also randomized. Now showing that events can also be scored unblinded, though we expect the average user to only score events using the blinded setting. Here's a chunk where no events occurred, and in this chunk we will accidentally make 3 errors of events that we wish to then delete by using our cursor to select them and clicking the delete key. We're now navigating to the beginning of our chunk and recoding the events. Note that because the 3 occurred during the duration of the event 6, that it's marked in red on the left. That's just to draw the user's attention to ensure that it was not an erroneous scoring. Now we'll navigate forward, marking mock events on a number of chunks. Before showing how to edit event number 5 by clicking it with our cursor. and then using the F and L keys to change the first and last frames of that event. Now we're just quickly going through and adding mock events to the remainder of the chunks. Now quitting. You'll see under each MP4 is a new identically named text file. These text files can be read into any statistical analysis software as CSVs. Thank you.